guys, good to see you. My name is Sasha, and I'm really happy that you are here with me today. Look what I have. Do you know this bear? Yeah, right, it's Paddington. I hope you love this bear as much as I do. And you know what? We are going to work with stories about Paddington, and I am really excited about that. So why don't we get started? Hey, Paddington. Look at the bear. Isn't he lovely? Our very first chapter is the story how Paddington actually found the family and how he got to have such an unusual name for a bear. Have a look. Mr. and Mrs. Brown first met Paddington on a railway platform. In fact, that was how he came to have such an unusual name for a bear, because Paddington was the name of the station. The Browns were waiting to meet their daughter Judy when Mr. Brown noticed something small and furry near left luggage office. "It looks like a bear," he said. "A bear?" repeated Mrs. Brown. "On Paddington Station? Don't be silly, Henry. There can't be." But Mr. Brown was right. It was sitting on an old leather suitcase marked "Wanted on Voyage," and as they drew near, it stood up and politely raised its hat. "Good afternoon," it said. "May I help you?" "It's very kind of you," said Mr. Brown, "but as a matter of fact, we were wondering if we could help you." "You're a very small bear," said Mrs. Brown. "Where are you from?" The bear looked around carefully before replying. "Darkest Peru. I'm not really supposed to be here at all. I'm a stowaway." "You don't mean to say you've come all the way from South America on your own?" exclaimed Mrs. Brown. "Whatever did you do for food?" Unlocking the suitcase, the bear took out an almost empty glass jar. "I ate marmalade," it said. "Bears like marmalade." Mrs. Brown looked at the label around the bear's neck. It said, quite simply, "Please look after this bear. Thank you." Well, guys, I am really interested in Paddington's suitcase. What do you think he has in his suitcase? Let's have a closer look. I'm going to open the suitcase, but every time I close it, one thing will disappear. And you have to be very careful and memorize all the objects that belong to the suitcase, okay? Have a closer look. Okay, that's really interesting. So here we have a paintbrush, a flag, a map, a camera, a scrapbook, and marmalade, of course. Okay, well, I think something is missing. Guys, what's missing? I don't know. Flag, paintbrush, marmalade, everything seems to be here. Oh, yes, you're right. Camera, absolutely. Okay, again, what's missing now? So there is no camera, but something else has also disappeared. Sorry? That was a book. Yes, you're right. There actually was a book, a scrapbook. Okay. What about now? No camera, no scrapbook. What else is missing? Oh, wow. Your memory is great. Yes, there is no flag now. Wow. The suitcase is almost empty. Yes, you're right. So there now is no map and no marmalade. And now the suitcase is empty. There is no paintbrush. Okay, can you try to name the objects that were in the suitcase before we started the game? Okay, so there was a paintbrush, a flag, a map, a camera, a scrapbook, and marmalade, of course. Yeah, okay, let's continue reading. Oh, Henry, she cried, we can't leave him here all by himself. There is no knowing what might happen to him. Can he come home and stay with us? Stay with us? Repeated Mr. Brown nervously. He looked down at the bear. Would you like that? He asked. That is, he added hastily, if you have nothing else planned. Oh, yes, replied the bear. I would like that very much. I've nowhere to go and everyone seems in such a hurry. That settles it, said Mrs. Brown. Now you must be thirsty after a journey. Mr. Brown can get you some tea while I go and meet our daughter Judy. But Mary, said Mr. Brown, we don't even know its name. Mrs. Brown thought for a moment. I know, she said. We'll call him Paddington, after the station. Paddington? The bear tested it several times to make sure. It sounds very important. Mr. Brown tried it out next. Follow me, Paddington, he said. I'll take you to the snack bar. Are you hungry, guys? Mr. Brown was as good as his word. Paddington had never seen so many snacks on one tray, and he didn't know which to try first. He was so hungry and thirsty, he climbed up on the table to get a better look. Mr. Brown turned away, pretending he had tea with a bear on Paddington Station every day of his life. Henry, cried Mrs. Brown when she arrived with Judy. What are you doing to that poor bear? Paddington jumped up to raise his hat, and in his haste, he trod on a strawberry tart, skidded on the cream, and fell over backwards into his cup of tea. So guys, let's have a look at some really, really tasty things that were in that snack bar. There was a strawberry tart. It looks delicious. A cup of tea, of course. Some jam tarts as well. Cream. And marmalade, of course. Let's play. Let's imagine that we are in that snack bar and we are visitors. We are really, really hungry, and of course we want to eat something sweet. So here is the cafe, and here comes a waiter. And this waiter says, good afternoon. What would you like to order? I would say, I'd like a jam tart, please. And the waiter says, okay, anything to drink? You can help me. You can help me, by the way. Look at the pictures and help me. Yes, a cup of tea, please. Here you are. So here is a cup of tea, some jam tarts. Thank you. Wow, that was nice. Let's do it again. Here comes the waiter, our waiter, and he says, good afternoon. What would you like to order? And we say, help me. Look at the pictures. I'd like a strawberry tart and some cream, please. Anything to drink? Yes, a cup of tea, please. Here you are, a cup of tea, a strawberry tart, some cream. Thank you. Let's keep going. I think we'd better go before anything else happens, said Mr. Brown. Judy took hold of Paddington's paw. Come along, she said. We'll take you home and you can meet Mrs. Bird and my brother Jonathan. Mr. Brown led the way to a waiting taxi. Number 32 Windsor Gardens, please, he said. The driver stared at Paddington. Bears is extra, he growled. Sticky bears is twice as much. And make sure none of it comes off on my interior. It was clean when I set out this morning. The sun was shining as they drove out of the station, and there were cars and big red buses everywhere. Paddington waved to some people waiting at a bus stop, and several of them waved back. It was all very friendly. Paddington tapped the taxi driver on his shoulder. It isn't a bit like Darkest Peru, he announced. The man jumped at the sound of Paddington's voice. Cream, he said bitterly. Cream and jam all over me coat. He slid the little window behind him shut. Oh dear, Henry, murmured Mrs. Brown. I wonder if we are doing the right thing. Fortunately, before anyone had time to answer, they arrived at Windsor Gardens, and Judy helped Paddington on to the pavement. Now, guys, there were so many places and interesting symbols of London, which I really want to practice with you. So I'm going to show you some pictures. And first of all, I want you to repeat these words after me, okay? So here comes the first picture, and this is Paddington Station. Repeat after me, please. Paddington Station, okay? Now you, Paddington Station, good job. Railway platform, railway platform. Now you. Railway platform. Lost luggage, lost luggage, lost luggage. Good job. Double decker, double decker, double decker. You're doing good. Windsor Gardens. Windsor Gardens. Windsor Gardens. Black taxi. Black taxi. That was an easy one, but still. Usually taxis in London are black. Black taxi. Oh, now it's getting more difficult. Do you remember the beginning? Station. Sorry? Yes, Paddington Station. What about this one? All right, railway platform. Oh, some suitcases are here if people forget them or lose. So, lost luggage section, correct. Double decker, great, yes. It starts with W. What? Windsor Gardens. Windsor Gardens. And, of course, black taxi. Black taxi. Good job. Let's continue. Now you're going to meet Mrs. Bird, she said. She looks after us. She's a bit fierce at times, but she doesn't really mean it. I'm sure you'll like her. Paddington felt his knees begin to wobble. I'm sure I shall, if you say so, he replied. The thing is, will she like me? Goodness gracious, exclaimed Mrs. Bird. What have you got there? It's not a what, said Judy. It's a bear called Paddington, and he's coming to stay with us. A bear, said Mrs. Bird as Paddington raised his hat. Well, he has good manners. I'll say that for him. I'm afraid I stepped on a jam tart by mistake, said Paddington. I can see that, said Mrs. Bird. You'd better have a bus before you're very much older. Judy can turn it on for you. I dare say you'll be wanting some marmalade too. I think she likes you, whispered Judy. Of course, Paddington was really, really dirty, and now he's going to the bathroom. Now, guys, I wonder if you know bathroom words. And of course, I have prepared some pictures for you. Let's have a look at them. That's a bathroom. A bathroom. Repeat after me, please. A bathroom. Okay, next one. This is a bus. A bus. A mirror. A mirror. Shaving foam. Shaving foam. Soap. Soap. A plug. A plug. It's an important part of our story today. So, can you name the picture? What room is that? It's a bathroom. What is it? It's a bus. Good job, you're doing great. It's a mirror. I know it's a hard one, yes. Shaving foam. Shaving foam. Okay. Yes, good job. Soap and a plug. A plug. Now we're going backwards. A plug. Then soap. Shaving foam, a mirror, a bath, and the last one, a bathroom. Okay, now I'm going to show you a picture and name this picture, but I may be wrong. If I name the correct picture, if I'm right, you repeat after me, okay? You say it with me. If my answer is wrong, if it doesn't match to the picture, you keep quiet. You don't repeat after me. Okay, let's give it a try. Soap. Am I right? Is it soap? Yes, it is soap. True. Okay. Bus. It's a bus. Am I right? Yes, you can repeat after me because it is a bus. A bathroom. Repeat, please say after me. A bathroom. What? No? What is it then? A mirror, you say? Yes. I was not correct. It's not a bathroom. You're absolutely right. Okay. I guess it's a plug. A plug. True? Shaving foam. No? Again, no? Yes, you're doing good. Because it's a bathroom and this is a shaving foam. Am I right now? Yes. Thank you. Okay. So what did Paddington do in the bathroom? Let's find out. Paddington had never been in a bathroom before, and while the water was running, he made himself at home. First of all, he tried writing his new name in the steam on the mirror. Paddington. Then he used Mr. Brown's shaving foam to draw a map of Peru on the floor. It wasn't until a drip landed on his head that he remembered what he was supposed to be doing. He soon discovered that getting into a bath is one thing, but it's quite another matter getting out again, especially when it's full of soapy water. Paddington tried calling out, "Help!" at first in a quiet voice, so as not to disturb anyone. Then very loudly, "Help! Help!" When that didn't work, he began bailing the water out with his hat, but the hat had several holes in it, and his map of Peru soon turned into a sea of foam. Suddenly, Jonathan and Judy burst into the bathroom and lifted a dripping Paddington on to the floor. "Thank goodness you're all right," cried Judy. "We heard you calling out." "Fancy making such a mess," said Jonathan admiringly. "You should have pulled the plug out." "Oh," said Paddington, "I never thought of that." Okay, so here are the pictures. Can you please help me and recollect the activities that Paddington did during this time? So at first, he tried to write something on the mirror, but I don't remember what. His name, yes, you're right. Then what did he do with Mr. Brown's shaving foam? Yes, he tried to draw, I don't know, a map of Peru. Then he plunged into the water. And then he discovered that it was almost impossible to get out of the bath. So he used his hat, but nothing helped, and he cried for help. Yes. Who helped? Jonathan and Judy, yes. They pulled the plug out. Good job. Let's continue. Oh, look at him. He looks brand new. When Paddington came downstairs, he looked so clean. No one could possibly be cross with him. His fur was all soft and silky. His nose gleamed, and his paws had lost all traces of the jam and cream. The Browns made room for him in a small armchair, and Mrs. Bird brought him a pot of tea and a plate of hot buttered toast and marmalade. Marmalade, guys. And I have some sentences that I want you to unscramble. Can you do that? Look at the jars I have prepared. What is the hidden sentence, I wonder? Can you help me? Good job. Paddington loves marmalade. Okay, here is the second one. It's more complicated this time. I guess I need a minute to figure it out. Say that again. Okay, let's have a look. Paddington is from darkest Peru. Okay. Here is the next one. I wonder what it is. Let's check. The bear wears a red hat, like me. And here comes another one. Okay, let's see. Mr. and Mrs. Brown take him home. Nice task. Okay, now, said Mrs. Brown, you must tell us all about yourself. I'm sure you must have had lots of adventures. I have, said Paddington earnestly. Things are always happening to me. I'm that sort of a bear. He settled back in the armchair. I was brought up by my Aunt Lucy in darkest Peru, he began. But she had to go into a house for retired bears in Lima. He closed his eyes thoughtfully, and a hush fell over the room as everyone waited expectantly. After a while, when nothing happened, they began to get restless. Mr. Brown tried coughing. Then he reached across and poked Paddington. Well, I never, he said. I do believe he is fast asleep. After all that's happened to him, said Mrs. Brown, isn't it any wonder? Oh, I liked that story so much. Now, guys, can you name all these people? We'll go from left to right, and we start with the woman. What's her name? Mrs. Brown. Good job. What's her son's name? Jonathan. Yes. What about the girl? Judy. Okay. What about this elderly woman who is giving toast with marmalade to the bear? Mrs. Bird. Paddington, of course. And Mr. Brown. Good job. You know everyone. That's great. That's really nice. And here comes our bear. Whew. So, did you like the story? Was it good? Was it interesting? I'm really happy that you enjoyed it as much as I do. Guys, if you really enjoy Paddington, if you really like our games, please come next time and I think we'll have even more fun. So it was really great. I hope to see you next time. Bye.